Welcome to the weekly roundup by Here We Golf. I'm Jay and I'm once again joined by Dan. And this week we're excited to announce that Here We Golf is now bringing our content to you in association with fanteam.com. Fanteam is Europe's largest daily fantasy sports site and provides season-long and weekly fantasy sports games along with weekly games for each PGA Tour event and head-to-heads. And to celebrate, they're giving us a couple of quality introductory offers to get you going. First of all, if you sign up using our link in the description below or via the QR code on the screen, you get a free ticket into the £2 Players Fantasy game this week. And if you've made a paid entry to any game this week, you'll get a free £12 ticket. We're doing a new podcast each week covering the Fanteam PGA game, so be sure to like and subscribe to keep up to date. So, how are we, Dan? You all right?
Yes, good to be back, lad. Exciting week, this, isn't it? Exciting week.
It is a very exciting week.
Yeah,
it's nice
a little
nervous
coming into this week's podcast.
Well, I think it's nice to be growing the audience and get some new faces on hopefully on our leaderboards, on our fancy leaderboards and stuff.
It also means we've got a little bit of recognition of what we were doing. It's a bit of a hobby on the side for us, but we've been putting a bit of graft in behind the scenes and stuff as well, haven't we, over the last few months? So.
Yeah, turned into a video editing masters, haven't we? Well, you can be the judge of that viewer.
Depends whether we leave that in or not.
No, but yeah, exciting week, isn't it?
It is, yeah, buzzing. But less admin and more golf.
Yeah, absolutely. So, did you watch the Arnold Palmer this week?
Yeah, watched quite a bit of it. It was bit of a swingy week. With like players who were coming into it and then dropping out of the mix, and then also for a long part of the weekend, it looked like Morikawa was probably going to be the one to catch, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Henley managed just
the big dog
to jump over him. Yeah,
I felt really sorry for Morikawa. He just couldn't get it going on the last day, could he? Even after the big tee shot, is it the fourth? Can't remember, where you straight over the water. The one where Bryson hit the tee shot a couple of years ago, and he smashed the corner
just missed
off.
The green. Yeah,
that's once you get through there, you sort of thinking, right, I can do this, can't you? But no, he didn't get it done, did he? But I mean, it's still a decent prize money for him, wasn't it? So can't be too disappointed, surely.
What did he get? I think he got like 2.2 million, was it? And
something like that. So
Henley's took 4 of them.
Class, that, innit?
Not a bad week's work, is it?
Made his season, that, and for Russell Henley, you know what? I've been looking at him for quite a while now. He's quite a good player, quite a solid, consistent player. He's always seemed to be up there as well. So, it's not. I suppose it was a surprise given the field, but it wasn't too much of a shock. Biggest shock for me was Scottie and Rory. Just where the races were they?
No. But it says so much about them, though, that what if they finished like tied for 12th, tied for 15th, or something like that, and neither of them were sort of playing great all weekend. Yeah. Rory was all over the place off the tee. Actually, he lost. Instead of shots gained, he lost shots on Saturday, and that's just like unheard of for him, really.
Yeah.
He was just all over the place, and Scottie putter was pretty cold, wasn't
he? Yeah. Yeah. Tommy played well. But his putter was just cold as well. If he could get that putter going, he would be right up there, because he still finished a decent tie for 14th, was it?
Yeah, but, I think he finished 4 under, wasn't it? But he had 4 under the last day or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, he shows up in the stats, and you think, yeah, he's solid. But I was just something mentally with him. He's not ruthless enough.
No.
You know what I mean? He's got the game there, but yeah, it just never seems to threaten.
Maybe if you tried one of them big bloody putters, that you can't put on yourself anymore. Broom handle ones. Yeah, maybe you should try something like that. I mean, I'm not going to give him advice because he probably won't listen, but surely he needs to try something else now. It's been long enough now where he's not going to win a major, is he? He's got the game for it. Tee to green. I can't see him winning a major now.
You say he's not, but he's thereabouts like most weeks, isn't
he? Yeah, true.
So Same with Shane Lowry. He's had another good solid week without threatening really.
Brilliant. Yeah. He's right up there, though, isn't he?
So consistent, Shane.
Yeah, it's class, isn't he?
Yeah.
Really like Shane Lowry, actually. I think it's nice to see the players from across the pond challenging. Same with Seb Straka. He's had a fabulous week this week
He's
as
had
well.
a great season. Yeah,
He
great
is,
season.
isn't he?
Apart from that one missed cut a few weeks ago, he's quality.
He's flying,
quality. Yeah,
he was one of my he was one of my picks last week. I thought, he's going to do well, and he he didn't rip up any trees, but he was there and thereabouts to the final day, and that's all you can ask for, really, isn't it?
Yeah, what was it, a 7th place finish he's had this week?
Yeah.
So just get the leaderboard up in front of me rather than just guessing. But there was quite a host of British lads in the round. So we just mentioned Tommy and Lowry there, and Justin Rose, Aaron Rye, and Bob Mack, quietly all there in the top 11.
Yeah,
good week for the Brits.
Yeah, Bob Mack is had added pressure of playing with Rory, didn't he, on the last day, and getting comfortably outdrove every single hole by Rory. It must be demoralising, to be fair, because he hit it well, Bob Mack, but it just the distance just isn't there compared to Rory, is it?
Yeah, well, there's not many who are there?
No, well, the poltergeist, but
yeah. Apart from on that 4th hole, oh my god,
that was terrible. That, to be fair,
one of us gives us all hope.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, duffed
but
in
he's
the water.
Laddie.
Yeah, he's had a disastrous start as well, and that's just compounded it.
I think he was 5 over after 6, wasn't he?
So after that, he'd lost the tournament in the first 6 holes of the week. Poor guy.
I know.
Yeah, because he was coming up in the stats that it was a course that suited him as well. So yeah, a lot of
stats aren't everything, are they?
They're not.
But that's what they do help. They're not everything, and that's where you need to use your own gut as well when you're playing fantasy and thinking about your picks for the week.
In
my opinion,
Rory as well. Did you see his post round interview yesterday?
Yeah.
He changed his woods this week.
I know.
He's leading the tour by a mile. Shots gained off the tee.
Yeah.
Like he's sending it. Like what more is there to gain?
No,
unless it's contractual with TaylorMade.
Potentially, because the new one's come out, hasn't it?
Yeah, but then on Sunday he went back to his old stuff, so he can't be obligated to use them. He must have
unless he's got a hefty fine. Might have got a hefty fine from TaylorMade for going back, but he thought, you know what, I'm not even going there. I mean, I heard him talk the other week about he saw his M2 driver in the garage, and he was like, "God, I wish I could play you again." And it's like, well, considering it's the same brand, why?
Yeah.
But obviously, it makes sense because people are just going to go and buy pre-owned, aren't they?
He's a walking billboard, isn't
he? And it's and TaylorMade are churning out clubs every year now, which is too much, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what he said. They've got the clubs are being changed every 12 months. I think it's just I think that's brands across the board. So yeah, that's an odd thing. But now I think he said it's staying in his bag till the Masters.
Yeah, fair enough.
His woods. But why like when you're in, like, literally, obviously you want to go and win this event and next week, but you need your game to be trendy. You want to win the Masters. You're more Rory McIlroy. Why would you do anything that might put you off kilter when you've been playing so well for months?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think what gets me is, though, surely there's not much difference in these clubs, considering, I mean, there's slight variations, but when you're one of the best in the world, how is that making that much difference? Is it a confidence thing, or is the shaft different, or what? Like, surely.
Yeah, I've not done any research into it, so I don't know, but there can't be that much difference.
No.
It can't be.
Like, minute, surely. It's probably just a confidence thing. And he's lost his head, hasn't
he? Yeah. Yeah. He went back to his old stuff on Sunday anyway, so it'll be interesting to see, because we'll go to the fan team pod, but I captained him in that because of I was kind of leaning towards shots gained off the tee, and obviously he dominated in that, and then I didn't actually have any clue about his woods and changed whether that would have made a difference or not, but be interested to see how he fares this week going back to his tried and tested.
Yeah, I think it's a mental game with Rory, isn't it? I think it's a mental game with everyone, but I think Rory especially. If he's something wrong, if it's something he won't play well, and that's where he falls down for being one of the best, isn't it? Like he's one of the best, but he could be clear, couldn't he? If he took that from when he was a kid.
Yeah,
But
he's very visibly frustrated on yesterday.
yeah, nobody's perfect.
So he left himself with about 12, 15 foot of a par, left it in the jaws, like another half a roll, it drops. The camera just pans onto it, it's perfectly framed, and he just goes, "Fuck off!" Audio picked it up and everything.
Reminiscent of one of our shots.
Yes. Andrew
One of
Paul
our shouts.
apologising for the
Short again
for any offence.
Did you see Michael Kim?
Just before we did, just on coverage. So we didn't have this problem over here, but I was on the X at the time, and a lot of the Americans were in uproar. So when Russell Henley holed out for his eagle, to leapfrog Morikawa, CBS was showing this big like feature length Rolex ad, and it just finished, just cut back to it as the ball was about 3 feet from the hole. They just caught the end of the shot, and they're absolutely raging. Like this key moment in a massive tournament. They're showing watches.
That's poor, isn't it?
Yeah,
massive for Rolex, like.
yeah.
Any publicity, good publicity. Massive.
Like the Merseyside derby a few years ago when ITV showed the Tic Tac of it, came back and Everton had scored.
Probably for the best.
We don't score very often. Don't be showing adverts instead of our goals.
Oh, boy. Yeah, they won't make that mistake again, unless what's his name? I don't know. Fucking Audemars AP Watches decide to pay them to do it again next week. I mean, that'd just be a bit of a creative marketing genius, wouldn't
it?
Yeah. Yeah, Michael Kim. He's on a roll, isn't he?
He's on a rampage, mate. Yeah.
He's a good player as well. I've seen some of his shots yesterday, and he was dialed in. He was on a roll.
Well, he's been on a roll for about 12 months now. I'm just pulling up the world rankings to see where he's leaped to, but he's I've gone into the stats a bit this week, and he's gained shots in every tournament, bar one, I think, since like June last year.
Yeah,
and his form as well is not like the last six start. He's on type of second, type 13, type 13, type 6, type and a solo fourth this week.
Wow, that's incredible, isn't it?
Solid, isn't it?
Yeah, that's absolutely unbelievable. But he's a relative unknown as well, isn't he, really?
Yeah. I've not really heard of him up until recently. But yeah, he has come out of nowhere, and he's just performing well every week.
So he was the low amateur in the 2013 US Open. He's won once on tour back in 2018 and never really challenged in a major, so maybe, coming into major season soon, he might be one to consider, yeah, definitely.
He's up to 52nd in the world now. So needs another good week.
I mean, he's 31 years of age, like, so he's not a young buck for all of our American viewers. So maybe this is his time. Maybe he's got a little head on his shoulders and that. We will see.
Yeah, but he's very consistent as recently, so he certainly needs to bear in mind whatever fancy game we play.
Absolutely. Ours will be fun team.
Move on to the players.
Yeah, absolutely. Who have you got?
What do you reckon then? Three-peat? Think he's going to do it again?
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to tell. I mean, he's not been in great form, has he, this season? But when the pressure's on, he can do some mad things, can't he? You've seen some of his play the other day. He wasn't playing well, but he was still pulling off some unbelievable shots. So Depends what guy
Yeah,
turns up in it this week.
yeah. I was reading like it kind of last year in particular, like he led in the field on a lot of areas, and it kind of all just came together. This year he's off the boil, like we said before, isn't he? Not playing to the top of his game, still finishing okay. So it won't need a huge amount more to go right for him to get back to the top.
No, I don't think
But
so.
I'd like to see a bit more from him. I'd probably be considering sort of taking him on or looking elsewhere this week.
Yeah, it's a risk or reward, isn't it? It's whether you believe the hype. But a lot of the players on Fan Team and other fantasy games or whatever people are playing will look to captain Scottie Scheffler because this is one of the biggest tournaments in the year, isn't it? So
Yeah. Well, they got the fifth
I mean,
major, don't they? Biggest one
yeah,
outside the majors. So
well, yeah, it's iconic, isn't it? 17th of Sawgrass is ridiculous. If you don't go with Scottie, you risk everyone else coming sort of up and beating you if he does well, and if you don't because he's not playing well, then you smashed it, haven't you? So it's a gamble either way, really. But I think there's plenty of players in superb form.
so many playing well, but like consistently well.
As we've said before, Seb Straka, we've got.
I think everyone's going to be talking about Straka this week just because he keeps putting it together. He's got to win for himself this season as well already.
And he's a unit as well, isn't he? He's an absolute unit. He's massive. He's. I like watching him play. To be fair, I do. So, what are you thinking then? I'm going to look at the stats.
Out the leaders, the main contenders. I mean, on credentials, he's like him and Rory are up there, and if Rory can put this week's driving game behind him and get back to normal, then you'd like to think he's going to be probably. I'd have him probably favourite over Scottie, I think.
Yeah.
The way they're playing. But outside of them, you got like Justin Thomas, who stands but consistently good form, and again, and he's won at Sawgrass in the past. Hideki, similar, having a really good year, won this in the past, and then I just keep coming back to Tommy as well. Tommy and Lowry in a similar sort of mould, just consistently playing well, consistently thereabouts. Sooner or later they're going to get a win.
No, I agree. Yeah, I think one we haven't talked about, which we need to, was Keegan Bradley. He was on fire on the last day. Like didn't have a very good week really, but he was flying. When his round even stalled towards the end of the front nine. He had a birdie and a bogey, and then he went par. But if he had carried on in the same vein, he would have absolutely flew that tournament.
What did he finish on in the end? Have you got it in front of you? Was he like 8 under for the last day?
8 under for the last
7
day.
Under.
Yeah, so he started 1 over. So he's in a rich vein of form there in a pressure environment. I mean, he's had experience of the TGL, so he's probably, oh, he hasn't, has he? Has he?
Yeah, he was on Boston Commons team when he got battered every week.
No, of course he was. So that's been a bit of pressure for him as well. So at the players, it is a massive tournament. You can't overlook him. Same with Corey Connors. Corey Connors has been he's played absolutely unreal this week, and it's a shame that he only shot a 1 under in the last day because he would have absolutely flew it as well. So
yeah, just on Keegan as well, you've got to factor in he's going to be at the Ryder Cup, but he's in this sort of no man's zone at the minute where he's not quite automatically getting picked, and he doesn't want to have to be in a position where he makes a decision on picking himself or not.
Play a manager.
Trying to play. Yeah, well, he said he's not going to do that, so he's trying to play himself into the team. Yeah. So it's got the bit.
This would be a perfect one, wouldn't it? You can't really look past him, and it's nice to see Jason Day coming back and playing well as well, isn't it? Despite what he wears.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a bad day on Sunday, didn't he? But he's playing
Yeah,
well again. It looks like the
he's
Jason Day of
really,
old, which is really good
yeah,
to see. Because
really good.
every time the Masters comes around, I've always looked at him and thought, because he's had a good history at Augusta, but just never seems to do it. But if he can put up a good few weeks together here ahead of it, I'd be probably looking at him again.
I would definitely. I just don't know whether he's got it at the moment. Whether he needs a few more good performances. Like we mentioned him a couple of weeks ago on the pod, didn't we? Where he was. We said it was nice to see him getting back, and we hopefully he can push on. And obviously he's shown that he can. So.
So you mentioned what he was wearing there though. Dread to think what he's going to be having on at the Masters if they allow it. He said this week. He said, because we talked about what he wore at last year's Masters, didn't we? That hideous cricket jumper.
Yeah.
He was speaking. I don't know if that might even been this week. It feels that long ago. He was speaking this week, and he said he doesn't what Malvo have got planned for him. He doesn't know if it'll be approved by the golf course by Augusta. So it's worse than that.
Oh my God!
God knows what they're trying to dress him in.
It's a bit much from Mal. Is it Malbon? It's a bit
Malbon or
much from them,
Malbon.
to be fair. I can see it's a massive marketing stunt, but to be fair, it's the biggest tournament, one of the biggest tournaments in the world. They shouldn't really be making a mockery out of it for a bit of gain, should they? That's the old man coming out.
Yeah, it's up to Augusta, isn't it?
Yeah,
See whether they want to go with it or not.
You mentioned last week about Daniel Berger, and he had he's a top 15 finish, but he just don't. Nobody was there or thereabouts the first few days. It looked so difficult, especially on the first day. I mean, I thought I'd had a really bad start in fan team, but most players were over par at some point, were they?
Yeah, it was slow the first day, wasn't it?
So slow. Yeah. Tommy went 3 under after about. Yeah, Tommy was well under par, and I thought he's going to do all right here. And then obviously the course bit back, didn't he, for Tommy at least? But you know,
Berger's got himself up to 42nd in the world now, though.
yeah, and his swing's looking good as well. Really nice and tempo, nice rhythm.
Yeah, so tough for him. As it stands, he'll be off to Augusta.
Yeah. Same with Oberg. He's never the greatest of weeks, did he? Nice final round there, but not good enough.
Yeah, I think that's deep enough for the players at the minute. We're going to go into that on the fancy pod, aren't we? In a bit more of a deep dive. So we'll move on. Players itself, though, as you said, it's iconic, isn't it? I was watching the Better Than Most putt again yesterday. Yeah. It's just class. Just class. Yeah. It's just apart from the chip in at 16 at Augusta, it's got to be one of the best. The best. Like,
you don't do that, do you?
Like, he nearly sticks it in the water. He's so far off the back. Like, he's about a yard from the water.
Yeah.
And he's got this rapid downhill putt, double breaker. You're just thinking, you're not even going to get this close. Like, a 2-putt would be a miracle.
And but it was better than most.
It was better than most. It's just incredible.
What I loved about that, though.
Good. I was just going to say, it reminds you of the shot of the 16th as well, the way the crowd react, because it's got the 1,000 of fans behind the green there, and he celebrates in a similar way, like he just goes mental. Yeah. You see Steve Williams is like, they both knew about 3 feet out it was going in, and they both just go crazy. It's just theatre. It's just brilliant. I love watching them shots back and back. It just reminds me, like, that's what, when we were kids, that was like gold on it.
Oh, like, yeah. We put it on the TikTok and the other week. I made a little compilation of Tiger's best moments, and do you know what? He's had so many, but that one was just. It's for me. There's something about when a commentator starts getting excited, and you can hear it in his voice, and it's live, and it's all that. It's just amazing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That's players is better than most. Tiger's better than most. He's not teeing up this week.
No.
He said last week, didn't he?
Yeah.
He thought he might either do Arnold Palmer or this, but he said his head's not in the place, and once he's feeling a bit better, he'll start looking at the schedule again.
Yeah, which is going to be great. Do you think he can ever really challenge again, major-wise?
I don't think so.
Do you think he's done?
Yeah, I think he's done. Yeah, it's just nice to see him sort of turn up every now and again. And
With a
just
smile on his face as well. He never was he?
no,
He's a different man now, isn't he?
yeah. You've seen that in TGL as well, aren't you? Like just
Oh yeah.
completely different guy. Like probably
There's not a
his
chance
son probably
Tiger Woods
softened
would
him
have
up.
hit 99 yards, is there? Not a chance.
There was no TGL this week, was there?
No.
But there was DP World Tour,
There was deep also, yeah. And
Johannesburg.
yeah, it was a bit of a strange one actually this week. We made some decent picks last week, but it seemed everyone made the same sort of picks, didn't he?
We did.
Well, yeah.
We had a lot of high on picks, I think, didn't we? Everyone seemed to have the same guys.
But no, I think everyone had different guys, but everyone shot very close together. I think that's what it was, to be fair.
Right.
If we look at our mini league, for the Joburg Open, the winner got 1,206 points. That's massive.
That's a lot for a week, that, yeah.
But he's picked Norris, Dan Brown, who's 8 under, Sam Bairstow, 9 under, Kuso, 5 under, Shaper, 9 under, Cruisewake, 14 under. Every one of these players has been there and thereabouts.
That could have been a lot better.
Season.
Kuso was playing well all week and had
he had a
3
mare,
over on Sunday, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. That could have been.
That could have been stellar. That.
But tournament rank 1-3-4, so there's still so many ahead of him. But that's a pretty easy team to pick, I thought.
Yeah.
Same with mine.
We covered all them off last week on the pod.
Every single one of them. That's why I think. But there's so many more players that were there and thereabouts. So I think the course was playing easy. It seems, didn't it? I mean, you can tell by the scores.
Still in South Africa, they had a lot of rain, didn't they, the week before?
Yeah,
we had the issues at the South African Open, so they were still able to throw darts. And
I mean, even when looking at your team, you had Sean Norris tied for second, Shaper tied for ninth, Bairstow tied for ninth, and Robertson Thompson tied for seventh, and you still was 7,000. It's beyond belief, isn't it?
Yeah, I genuinely thought I was doing really well when I looked at the leaderboard halfway through Sunday. Yeah. Norris was my captain and he's leading. I thought I'm on for a good week here, and I was like ranked 10k overall.
I know
for the week.
You look at yourself and go, what?
I don't understand this. I've got 3 guys inside the top 10 and my captain's winning. So yeah, it was a tough week fantasy wise, really.
Yeah, it was really good.
And then obviously we got to the playoff, and Norris bottled it. Mm-hmm. Well, Norris nearly bottled it just before.
Mm-hmm.
And then
clutch birdie putt.
Yeah, well, there was 2 birdies the last 3 holes, but there was about 10 feet on the last, wasn't it? He had to make it. That was clutch.
It was, because he was flying all week, and then he lost his head in the final round. But obviously, he showed some balls there to come back and do it.
Look at all them red scores, all them low scores on Sunday, and he shot. Was it 2 over or something?
Yeah,
or 1 over, like level par or something like that.
Yeah, he was level par, but he was 2 over for most of the round. So, I just thought he was going to absolutely boss it. But credit to Callum Hill there, which is one of my picks from last week, or one of the ones we discussed on the pod last week with Connor Syme, who also played well. I think it was just an easy week to pick this week. And I know we've gone deep into fantasy there, but I have to get off my chest, I think.
Tell you what though, I did see it, and I've never seen it before, but it might be because I've not seen a lot of them. Norris tapping down the spike marks on his putt line.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like for the entire length of his putt.
It's not good, that is it?
A bit controversial.
I've seen it on a video where someone took the mick and he did it for the whole thing, and then
he created a ridge. Yeah. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah. So how's that fair?
Yeah. He's going to use the excuse that it's in the rules now that you can tap down spike marks, isn't it? So he's going to argue that there were spike marks all over his line, but I was a bit bit skeptical, like that
Yeah.
was like a lot of spike marks that he was tapping down. Yeah, so maybe he got his just rewards by finishing in second place. That was the last event on the international swing.
Yeah,
we knew before this that Laurie Cantor was our champ.
Yeah,
gets himself some exemptions later on in the season and €200,000 for doing so.
Yeah, which is good for Laurie Cantor because he's got the players coming up this week, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Chance to get more world ranking points, like we said last week. He may struggle because the Americans have got a few more tournaments before the Masters. But if he plays well this week,
he did drop down. I think he was 42nd last week, and Daniel Berger's just pipped him, so he has dropped back one. So it's getting closer. So he needs a good week this week. He'll put out any sort of worries he's got.
Well, he's in form, isn't he? So I'm going to follow him quite well this week.
But like we've got like some Michael Kim in form as well on the cut line there and stuff. So yeah. So that was the end of the international swing, and we'll go now into the Asian swing. We've got a week off beforehand. So our usual, we've included that bit about the fantasy there because of that week off. We're not going to do our fantasy DP World Tour podcast this week. So we'll be back with that next week, previewing the Singapore Open, which is the first event of the Asian swing.
Yeah, we'll be previewing that next time.
Just on the international swing leaderboard, do you want to just cover that off? Let us know what the final standings were. Put me out of my misery. Who's taking on Box Pro V1s this week? This swing.
This swing, not this week. So number one,
give it a Box of Pro V1s away every week.
Fan team. So rank one, past captain's picks. Good score there, 6.028. Won it by a country mile actually. Almost 200 points ahead. Second, Mr. Penn. Scored a pen. 5.8778. Third, Brian Stockport, who's been there for quite a while. 5.704. 4, here we go, Dan. 5.656, which quite respectable, but he's still 400 points behind, which is crazy. So he's had an absolutely unbelievable swing there. Then we've got Premier Crew at 5.580. Then Here We Go Jay at 5.551. And then Oliver Moore at 5.550. So, yeah. Well done to past captain's picks. Box of Pro V1s. Drop us an email at herewegolfpod@gmail.com and we'll get them shipped out to you.
Yeah, or just inbox us on any of the socials or
whatever.
Get that sorted, yeah.
Well done to you. Next swing.
That was a long swing, that.
Yeah, long swing. It's like John Daly's. Overswing.
Brandon Robertson-Thompson bounced back after his disappointing South Africa as well, didn't he? Hey, just before we move on to DP World Tour, he didn't get in the South Africa to do, sat on the sidelines all week.
Yeah.
Proper frustrated me that. I know it probably happens most weeks because there's probably always reserves, but getting access to that from what he put on TikTok really riled me up.
Ridiculous, wasn't it?
Made up seeing put on a good performance this week, finishing 7th.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? It must have been hard to come back after that as well. Sitting playing, golf. These other lads have played a load of golf the week before. He could have gone to another tour and played somewhere else, couldn't he? But he's probably had a knock around there, but it's not competitive golf, is it? So he's done well to come back and have a good mental state to do it. Because he's been playing well all season, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. I was thinking more about like the money. Like he said he still had to pay his caddy.
Yeah,
he still had to pay for flights, harmony environment, all this travel,
Jay. Yeah, all this travel. Sick of it. At least he only had to go down the coast.
Yeah, just probably jumped in the car this week, didn't he?
That's it.
Same for LIV Golf Tour. They're heading. They've just had an event in Hong Kong and they're off to Singapore this week. So not too far.
I don't know how far that is.
How do I go?
Neither do you.
East Asia, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's closer than going up from the States to Hong Kong. But anyway,
It is, yeah. 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 Or the
Sergio
JCB.
Garcia's back in the winner's circle.
He is. I'm made up for him actually, and he looked delighted, didn't he?
He did. Former Masters champ a few weeks before the
Yeah.
Masters.
Yeah. And obviously he's allowed in the Masters, isn't he?
He's allowed in the Masters. Got a green jacket.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny though? The motivation. We were talking about Keegan Bradley before, and like he wants to get in the Ryder Cup team so he doesn't have to be in the situation where he picks himself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, all of a sudden, the Ryder Cup's back on the menu for Garcia.
Yeah.
He's paid his fines. He's coming back onto the DP World Tour in the summer.
Yeah.
So he's now eligible to be picked for the Ryder Cup team as well. He's not going to get enough events in on the DP World Tour this year to get on the Ryder Cup team. So he's relying on a pick. And then all of a sudden...
But if he's in form, I don't see why he can't be picked. He's class. He's one of the greats, isn't he?
One of the best ball strikers. Like, just pure... It's just pure. He's brilliant. And even though he's... I don't know how old he is now, but he's been around a long time. Still clearly got it. But no, just talk about like the motivation or something in your head that like just manage to find something when like there's something on the line like that. Both Keegan and Rory, Keegan and Sergio with the Ryder Cup on the line. I've managed to
absolutely class.
To lift the games.
Not just that though. I think Sergio's. It's really nice to see him with a smile on his face again. I think he's got some new equipment, and I think he was using a new putter. I've never heard of the brand actually. It's like his gold thing he was using. But obviously it's working for him because that's been one of his main issues, hasn't it? Putting over the years. Yeah. I remember when he used to miss quite a few little short ones, but obviously his ball strike is always going to be good. But yeah, he's really nice to see him back, and he wasn't even on our radar for this event, was he? I think we were all more about Jon Rahm, and which obviously he finished well again, didn't he? But
yeah, and Mickelson finished third as well.
Crazy. Blast from the past this week, wasn't
it? Yeah. It's like taking us back to like 2004 or something.
Yeah. Which is one of the golden eras of golf, really, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The early 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
PGA Tour back then was unbelievable.
Getting too nostalgic on this pod.
I know. We need to be...
Yeah. So Sergio Garcia's Fireball.
Yeah.
Fireball. Took the team event as well, so double payday for Sergio this week.
Yeah. Class.
There's I shot him down big time, but there's his compatriot, is it Massavo? I don't know how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
The young kid he's recruited onto his team. He played well this week. He was up there. Fair play to them.
Yeah, and Tom McKibben as well. He another top 10 for him, despite just joining the tour.
Yeah.
Very.
I think Patrick Reed tipped up as well because of his Hong Kong form. Your mate. What's he finishing? Have you got that in front of you? Finished 10th, I think, or no?
So, sorry,
did okay without threatening them. And Dean Bearmeister had a good week as well.
Yeah,
he finished second.
Yeah,
he's a great player. Love watching him.
He is. We can't outfit the ball, can he?
But me fantasy live team's doing okay.
Is it?
We just pull the leagues up there. Leaderboard.
Have you noticed how well how big South African golf actually is now? There's so many players from South Africa doing well on all tours. It's got to be a legacy from Goosen and Els, that surely. It just shows you what they can do.
I feel like we had this conversation a couple of weeks ago.
We did, but they're continuing to smash it, aren't they?
Yeah, but like you say that, but I feel like I've not looked at the data to back it up, but I feel like every year during this like little South African swing where they have a few events down there, they all show up.
Yeah.
And then you don't hear it from them again for the most part the rest of the season. Obviously, there's a few exceptions, the class acts like your Els and your Goosens, and more recently Bearmeister who stays in Sports. But even like your Fratellis, you've had Tonders, your Norrises, your Kruiswijk, I would expect that we don't hear a lot of them for the rest of the season. I might be
Maybe.
wrong. Might be wrong, but it always seems to be the case. Like, and I go back a few years ago as well when you had George Garcia and Thomas Aiken always showed up in these events, and then we didn't hear from them again.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's like this, just the patriotism of them. Seems to get them up for it. Yeah, I'm 172nd overall in the LIV Golf League.
Right.
Yeah, there's only a few thousand players. It's no big thing, but off to a good start.
Very good start. Did you see how well Sergio played in the last day? Or just going on to that?
I've not seen the highlights of the last day. I've not seen it because it was on the middle of the night over here, wasn't it? So we weren't able to catch it live at all.
Well, he shot 7 under going into the last round. He's got an eagle on the third, and he's birdied 8, 9, 10, and 11. What a little swing that is going into the back nine from the front. And shot a 63. Unbelievable. So he's still got it, hasn't he?
Yep. So I've never really had a great affinity for him because I feel like sometimes he's a bit of a spoiled brat. Sometimes he spits his tummy out on the course, but then I like Hatton for doing that. So maybe I should change my tune on. But
I was so happy when he won the Masters. Like I was rooting for him. Like going into that back nine.
Good luck, dude. Like I don't. Hopefully, you can show a bit. Like I'm not bothered. Yeah,
of course.
We like entertaining golfers now, don't we? Yeah, of course. Yeah. And then LIV Golf is off to Singapore this week.
Yeah, not far.
But so I just keep every time picking fancy teams, just looking at the same cohort of players.
Yeah. Well, it's hard not to with this the way they're playing.
They're top. There's quite a clear divide between their like little clutch of top players, and then the rest. And obviously, a few of them always like show off a little bit, but got to be looking.
I do think it will change going forward, though. You know, even if we don't have a merger, because of the Asian contingent now with the Asian sort of tournaments being eligible to qualify for the LIV Tour, I think we'll start seeing the way the European Tour has in the past. It'll start to become more competitive, like the way the Challenge Tour people or the Hero, the Hotel, whatever the hell it's called, Tour, get onto the DP World Tour and play well. We're going to start seeing that in Asian. So I hope it does as well, to be honest, because you don't want a French league there in a major golf tour.
You don't want
what? A French league where PSG is winning every week.
Oh, Farmers League, yeah. No, well, Jon Rahm though has kept his run of tie for tens going.
Yeah.
He is pretty much dominant force in this league, finishing tie for six alongside McKibben, hasn't
he? Yeah. Dustin Johnson didn't play too good.
No, well, his game's dropped off massively, hasn't it?
Yeah. But Anthony Kim, though, give him his dues. Anthony Kim shot 5 over first round. And then he shot a 2 over, a 2 under, and a 3 under to get him back to level par. That takes some doing. That, to be fair, given how much your head would go down after shooting 5 over in the first round.
Yeah, the hype was built up last year about him coming back. People got excited, and then he's not done anything at all. So I think a lot of people have kind of turned the back to him a little bit. No one's really sort of looking at him, rooting for him as much. He is generally down that bottom end of the leaderboard as well. It's probably his best finish is like a tie for 25th or something. He's not doing great, but you're going to after that length of time off, aren't you?
That's it. It's difficult. Like
he's not playing competitive golf every week as well. They've got a couple of weeks, and then they have like best part of a month off, don't they? It's like coming in twos, the schedule kind of thing. Yeah. Dustin Johnson, I think he changed. He's parted ways, I think, with TaylorMade after pretty much all of his career. I think so. Yeah.
Bit of a weird one, that, isn't it? Maybe they finish with him.
Wouldn't blame them.
Yeah, he's not exactly a brand ambassador anymore, is he?
No, he's on the beach in terms of his career now, isn't he? Just
Yeah.
taking whatever paycheck comes his way and chilling.
Yeah. Honolulu.
His preferred beach of choice, is it?
I think so, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think that's about it for LIV. Have we got anything else to cover?
Playing LIV Golf Fantasy very casually, not really making any effort to deep dive into the stats on that. So general same guys each week keep popping up. Yeah, it's the way that game's structured. It's tiered, so you could pick one from each tier of players.
Mm-hmm.
So but like the ownership's there in front of you, so you kind of just safely go with that, like Jon Rahm, and then whoever's highest owned from the rest. Obviously, Patrick Reed's tier, he was like way highly owned this week because of his form in Hong Kong before Christmas, and then doing well in this last year and stuff. So
was that his 59?
Yeah,
I think it was. Right?
Yeah, he had a 59 en route to winning the Hong Kong Open in the Asian Tour. Yeah.
Well,
so mate, I think that's all we've got to cover on the weekly roundup outside of golf itself. I don't think there's not a lot going on.
No. Brilliant. Okay. If you've enjoyed this pod, then please do like and subscribe. Let us know in the comments what you want to see from these pods, whether you want to talk about anything different, anything in golf. If you want us to go back to the This Week in Golf or anything like that, if you enjoyed that, or if you've not seen it, then maybe watch episode 1 or 2 of our podcast and let's see what you think. But yeah. So long from me. I've been Jay.
Yeah. Just on the fan team stuff as well. So we've just as Jay touched on at the start. Don't forget to have a look in the description there for our link over to their website. There's a couple of offers that they've given us, introductory offers this week ahead of the players this week. So make sure you give that a look and see what you think. We will be doing a fan team podcast this week as well, covering that off in a lot more depth. And as I said, the Fantasy DP World Top Tour podcast. We're having a week off from that with no event preview this week, so that will be coming back next week with the Singapore event and the start of the Asian swing. I've been Dan.
I've been Jake. See you next time on Here We Golf.